Hi, my name is Reika. Welcome to my channel. In this tutorial series, we are going to finish this super cute mushroom house together. And in this last episode, we are going to set up the lights and the background for our scene. As I said before, this is a fairly easy follow along tutorial, but if you're completely new to Blender, I also have a beginner course called 4 Fun Projects in Blender 5 for absolute beginners. It's currently $9.99 with a discount for this month. So if you want to learn the basics first, you can check that out, link in the description. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can follow along with this tutorial series, and let's jump right into it. This is where we left off last time. So we had our scene pretty much ready. Let's click on this icon to come out of camera view and zoom out of the scene. Press Shift S and snap the 3D cursor to world origin, so right underneath our scene. Press Shift A to add, mesh, and we'll add the plane. And we want to make it nice and big, so S to scale it up. Let's go to top view with 7 on your numpad. Let's have a look. I think that's quite big enough. I'm just going to move it towards the back a little bit. So G and Y, and move it so the origin point is behind our scene. Control A to apply the scale, and then we can tab into edit mode. And first of all, we want to make a loop cut right in the middle. So Control R and double click to confirm the number and the position of the loop cut. And let's select this edge here, the furthest away from the scene. Press 3 on your numpad to go to side view. And what you want to do is lift it up to 90 degrees. So G, and just move it up to somewhere here, like so. And I think I'm going to move it backwards a little bit more. So A to select everything, G and Y, and just move it backwards a little bit, like so. So we can put some light between the scene and the background if needed. Now, let's select this edge. So make sure you're in edge mode. You can select edge mode here or press 2 on your keyboard. Press Ctrl B to bevel it. And with the wheel of your mouse, let's add some extra edges like so. 5 or 6 or even more, that's absolutely fine. We will smooth it out anyway. Back to object mode, right click, shade smooth. So that's perfect. And we can head to the shading workspace. Let's zoom out a little bit, add the new material, call it background. And for the background, I want it to be a gradient. So it would have different colors, like the night sky, for example. So I'll zoom out here a little bit and move the principled BSDF closer to the output. Press Shift A to add. And you can click on the search menu and type in sky, and sky texture will come up, and you just pop it here. From this drop down menu, change it to the pre-thumb. You can leave this on 2.2. I'm just going to move these two a little bit further to this side. You can plug in the base color and you can see there's already a sky color, but these are not the colors I actually want. So I'll add a color amp where we can add different colors. So Shift A to add, go to the color and choose color ramp. Now, what we want to do is change the black and the white slider to some other color. First, what I'm going to do, I click on my black slider and choose a color. So click on this black color, and this is the color code I used. So it's a sort of grayish blue color, and let's start to pull it somewhere around here. So you want it to be kind of blurry, ease into the other color. And then let's click on the white slider and choose it a color. And for the white slider, I chose a pinkish color. This is the color code. So I think that looks pretty good. So that's great. We can also set this to ease, so it's not as sharp between the two lines. Maybe just make it a tiny little bit sharper. And I think I might just make my pink a little bit more saturated. So pull up the saturation just a little bit more, like so. Once you're happy with the colors, then we can head back to the layout workspace. Let's just have a look in camera view. I think that looks pretty good. So now we can set up the contrast and the lights. So let's start with the contrast. Go to your render properties, scroll down to color management. Here we can change the view and the look. So I usually leave it on AGX, but you can choose standard, for example, and then you can add a very high contrast or a high contrast. So you can play around whichever you like. I think this is a little bit too contrasty with the lights. You can also choose filmic, which is a little bit softer, and play around with the contrast, but I'm going to leave it on AGX and set this on very high contrast. So I quite like that. I might just try high contrast as well. Maybe this is a little bit softer, so for now I'm going to leave it on this. And now what we want to do go to the outliner. We have our cam and light folder. So I'm going to click on the light and press delete because we don't need that light. And then go to top view, shift right click somewhere around here, press shift A to add. Let's add an area light. 3 on your numpad to go to side view and press G to move it up somewhere around here, maybe, and press R to rotate it. And I think I'm going to scale it down a little bit. Back to top view and R to rotate it at my scene from there as well. Maybe S to scale, X, X, to make it just a little bit bigger. And I check it in camera view. I think it's a little bit too big, so I'm just going to scale it down a little bit and move it closer to my scene. Maybe even a little bit closer. By the way, 0 on your numpad to go in and out of camera view. Now, if you go to your light properties, you can set the power, the color, and the spread. So for the power, I will set it to 4.5 and maybe just bring it down a little bit. And maybe move it further away, somewhere around here. You can play around with the settings, however you actually want to set up the lights. I think I like this setting the most. I'm also going to change the spread to 45 degrees and change the color to a yellowish color. So this is my color code, but I think it's a little bit too bright, so I might just set it to 3 rather. That's much better. Now, go back to top view and let's duplicate this light. So Shift D to duplicate it, move it somewhere around here and press R to rotate it. I'm going to press S to scale this one up. Maybe just move it a little bit closer, like so. This light, you want the color to be a little bit darker. I chose a blue color, so this is my color code, and set the spread to 90 degrees. Let's just head to camera view to see. Let's rotate it just a little bit and maybe G to move it up. And the power, let's make it a little bit stronger, about 15.3. So that gives it this nice bluish color. Maybe we can make it just a little bit darker as well, like so. Then back to top view and let's duplicate this light again. So Shift D to duplicate it and move it behind the leaves or the grass, and R to rotate it at your scene. Somewhere like this. Go to side view, G, and move it up so it's kind of shining onto the smoke as well. Let's have a look. I changed this to 45 degrees. Maybe just G and Z to bring it down just a little bit. And set the power, let's try 60. So you can see it adds it this nice background light. And maybe just S to scale, XX to make it a little bit bigger, like so. I think that's a good position. And finally, for the color, I went with a sort of turquoise color, something like this. That looks pretty good, makes the grass green. And I might just press S to scale it down just a little bit. So at this point, I'm just trying to set it the way that it looks best. It sometimes takes a while to get the right position, but I kind of like it. I think I might just try this light at the front as well and set it to 45 degrees just to see how it looks. And maybe set it to 30 rather. That's too much. So let's go back to 15. Okay. And finally, let's add one more light. So let's duplicate this light. Shift D to duplicate and bring it here and R to rotate it. And for this light, I added a pinkish color. So this is the color code I used. Set the lights to around maybe 45. Let's have a look. That looks pretty good. And I left it on 45 degrees as well. Let's R to rotate it and R to rotate it. So you can see that this light gives this nice pinkish color to our clouds, but I think it's a little bit too bright. I'm going to go back to the render properties and the color management and maybe try a very high contrast. And I think that looks much better. And I'll also go back to the shading workspace, set this to world, and I think I'm going to bring down the strength of my HDRI to 0.2. And then back to the layout workspace and that looks great. So I'm very happy with my scene. All we need to do now is to render it out. So what I'm going to do, I render out the image. And for that, all you need to do is come up to the render menu and render image. And I think it looks pretty good. Now, if you're happy with it, you can save the image. That's fine. So go to image, save or save as. But I want to go to the compositing workspace. And first of all, I'm going to move my crosshair there and join these two areas. And here with my crosshair, I'll bring out a new window like so. Press N to make this active tool box disappear. And here, click on new. And here in this window, go to this drop-down menu and go to the image editor. And from this drop-down menu, open the render result. So here's your image. And what we want to do is edit a filter to make it look even more awesome. So here, Shift-A to add filter, and you want to add the glare filter. And you can see some streaks and all of these lights that we have in the scene all flared up. That's not really what I want. So I'm going to change this to bloom, but you can also use fog glow, which is I think is pretty good, but I prefer bloom. So right now it's really, really bright. So I'm going to change the strength to 0.7. And also the tint, I'll add it a yellow color like so. And I'll adjust the quality to high. And I think it's a little bit too saturated, so I'll bring down the saturation as well. And maybe the strength a little bit more to about 0.3, I think. And then all you need to do, once you're happy with your setting, go to the image, save as, give it a title, and save the image. And now you can render it again if you want, and this will have the filter on your image, and that looks pretty awesome. So with that, we have finished our mushroom scene. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you will be joining me in future tutorials as well. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and leave a comment if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next tutorial.